Let's deal with it today. See, what I want to do is I'm going to go from my book on financial wisdom for financial freedom, and I want to give you some biblical truths. So let me give you this. Now, it is in the book, and I'm going to put the links below. The Bible tells us that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. That's Proverbs, the 13th chapter and the 22nd verse. So don't plan to spend it all. It says a good steward, you should pay, as a good steward, you should pay workers. That's Deuteronomy, the 24th chapter, the 10th through the 17th verse. You pay them without hesitation. Co-signing leads to trouble. Now you can find that in Proverbs chapter number 11, verse 15, chapter 17, verse 18, 22, verse 26, and chapter 6, verses 1 through 5. So beware and don't do it. Co-signing is written in the Bible. Debt should be paid or repaid, I should say. The 37th Psalm, verse 21 says, the wicked borrow and do not pay again. But Leviticus 19 and 23, Exodus 22 and 14, all of them talk about you repaying your debt. Therefore, make a plan and have the mindset to pay for what you purchase. You bought it, you enjoyed it, pay for it. Ideally, you should owe no one. Deuteronomy, the 15th chapter and the 6th verse, the 28th chapter and the 12th verse, and then Proverbs, the 22nd chapter, the 7th verse, and Romans, the 13th chapter and the 8th verses, owe no man but to love him. So ideally, we owe no one, therefore make a plan to be debt-free. Now, there is some good debt, but we're not going to go into that right now. I want you to plan that it's not going to be there for you. Another truth, money can be corrupted. Items do rot and they do decay. James, the 5th chapter and the 2nd verse identifies this. So therefore beware. Money can be hurtful. That's Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter, the 13th through the 14th verses. It can be enslaving. That's Proverbs 22 and 7. And it can be unsatisfying. That's Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter, the 10th verse, as well as the 4th chapter and the 8th verse. So don't allow it to put you in bondage. Money can make you lazy. Did you know that? Luke, the 12th chapter and the 13th verse. So you need to be mindful. Money is also choking. Matthew, the 13th chapter and the 22nd verse, as well as Luke, the 8th chapter and the 14th verse. So don't give it first place. It can choke it. It will steal those things most important to you. Yeah, as a caveat, how many people have gone to work just to make more money and lose the relationships at home or miss out on the first steps and the first of your children because you were seeking after money instead? Let me just finish. Money can be deceitful. It is deceitful. Matthew, the 13th chapter and the 22nd verse. So don't trust in money. Money is fleeting. Proverbs, the 23rd chapter and the 5th verse, as well as in the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter, 16th through the 17th verses. It shouldn't be counted on, but used wisely. Now, money is temporary. That's Proverbs, the 27th chapter and the 24th verse. It's also uncertain. That's 1 Timothy, the 6th chapter and the 17th verse. And it is perishable. That's Jeremiah, the 48th chapter and the 36th verse. So make wise investments today. Money's temporary, it's uncertain, and it's perishable. The love of money is destructive. The love of money is destructive. 1 Timothy, the 6th chapter and the 10th verse, and Proverbs, the 15th chapter and the 27th verse. So love God and use money. You are blessed to be a blessing. That's what it tells us in Genesis, the 12th chapter and the 2nd verse. So don't keep it all for yourself. You are blessed to be a blessing. And I know we talk about the rich young ruler in Matthew, the 19th chapter, the 16th through the 25th verse, and Mark, the 10th chapter, the 17th through the 25th verse. When he came to Jesus, he thought that he had done everything necessary to get into heaven. And when Jesus told him to sell everything that he had, the Bible declares that he went away sad because he had great possessions. And Jesus said it is hard for a rich man to get into heaven. And a closer examination shows that what prevented him, it was the trust in riches. Not the riches itself, but his trust was in riches. So money is useful. And God, as our abundant supplier, giving us all sufficiency, wants to bless us. But our trust should remain in him and not in the money or the material gain. Now, that was from my Financial Wisdom for Financial Freedom book. You can get it on ebook. You can get the book. I just want to make sure that I gave you this information. So we dealt with the biblical truths.